Shalom, shalom, akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kwadash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which would be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. It's just Bayan back again through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to get into a brief lesson. All right, speaking on this speech from Putin, from Vladimir Putin. And it came soon after Trump's speech regarding how powerful Babylon the Great is, man. You know, and this is not a coincidence, man, as we're aware of, those of us that have come into the understanding through the mercy of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai regarding end time prophecy, this truth as we know it. You know, we clearly understand and know, all right, that, you know, we're coming into the time of the clash of the titans, all right, where the you know, mystery Babylon the Great, the harlot, all right, the abominations of the earth, all right, which is Babylon the Great, aka America, is gonna go heads up with the bear, man. Gog, Magog, Russia, all right, in this final showdown, man. All right, their first showdown was during the time of the Cold Wars, all right, during the time of you know, the USSR, you know, back in the 1940s there, you know, which is why you know, this, you know, Western Bloc brought forth the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It was an effort to stop the USSR. But now we're in the time where the Lord has put the hooks in the jaw, all right, of the bear, of Gog Magog, and now he's bringing them back to that military, you know, we taking over type of stance, man, as it tells us in Ezekiel the 38th chapter. All right, this is what we're witnessing. You see, and ultimately, you know, clips like this, you know, articles, you know, that you can comb through. All right, these are all rumors, all right, of the war to come. You know, these reports. You know, and there's gonna come a time though where it's no longer gonna be spoken of. It's no longer gonna be being talked about. You know, brothers ain't gonna be making lessons going into the idea, you know, of these ICBM missiles, you know, doing exactly what they've been designed to do, and that's, you know, leap continents, man, and touching down and, you know, reshaping the landmass, man. No, it's gonna happen. Is what it's ultimately gonna manifest into, man. And as a matter of fact, let's stop right here through the spirit before we play this clip. Let's go here, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51. In verse 46, and it reads, "And lest your heart faint," right? Your heart being what? Your mind. In the Hebrew, that word heart is lab, which is your mind, right? So lest your mind faint, okay? "And ye fear for the rumor that should be heard in the land. A rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that in another year shall come a rumor. And violence in the land, ruler against ruler." So it's going to manifest, man. All right, and when you get this word rumor, real quick, let's go to Jeremiah 51 and 46 in the Blue Letter Bible. You see, so it's going to manifest into action. Okay? It's what this is going to translate into. Now, when you get this word, excuse me, when you get this word rumor.
Strong's H 8052, Shemuah, Shemuah.
Right.
And second entry, Shema'ah, Shema'ah. And third entry, Shema'ah, Shema'ah.
And you know he's not saying that right. It looks like it's Shema'ai. Shema'ai, right? Shema'ai, right? And it means, and what's this going into? This word rumor, report. Okay, look, news, man. Rumor. You see, mention. You see, report, news. All right, this is what it's going into, man. And this is what we have before you here. This is what we're presenting to you. All right, we have news, man, on this rumor, this talking point of war, man, which is going to spill over to ruler against ruler, man. Okay, well, you're going to have this Western bloc go heads up with the Eastern bloc, man, once again. This time, Russia formulated in the form of the BRICS. Okay? And ultimately, even Babylon's allies joining unto BRICS. Knowingly or unknowingly, man, pursuing the biblical prophecy, we understand those that were at peace with her is going to deceive her. Okay? And they're going to prevail against her, as it tells us in Obadiah. You see, so this thing is going down, man. All right? And, you know, you have Jake out there in the mindset that, you know, this cataclysmic event in the form of a nuclear fallout is not going to happen in our lifetime. Well, listen, you're going to be very surprised, man, when you get that alert on your phone or you hear that nuclear weapons siren going off in your nearest town or city near you, man, telling you to find a bunker. You see? Because nuclear weapons are coming your way fast. See, it's gonna be a surprise in that day, and that's when all faces are gonna become blackened, man, as the scriptures tell us, and as Joel says. You see, you're gonna be beside yourself, man, because this is a reality, man, and this is what we're telling you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Prepare yourself, man. Prepare yourself, man. The day of the Lord is nigh at hand, man. So let's get this as well. Before we get this clip, let's get this as well. And we just flowing in the spirit. What's that? Joel, the 2nd chapter, and verse 1, right? Blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. We know Zion goes into Tezayuan in the Hebrew, which goes into monument or memorial, parched place. You see, and you water a parched place, man. And this is what the servants of the Lord are doing through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? We're warning you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, to prepare yourself, man. A day's coming that you could never dream about, man. A movie can't replicate. Okay? The type of damage that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is going to bring. Listen, Joel 2:1, and it reads, blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Mountains represent governments, man. All right, and the Lord specifying his holy mountain, which is Zion, Jerusalem, man. You Israelites, man. Okay? His chosen nation. Okay? Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. Why? For the day of the Lord Yahweh cometh. For it is nigh at hand, man. And what it looks like is Yahweh Shai cracking these clouds, man, coming with the host of heaven as he did in Sinai. But before that, all right, there's going to be trials and tribulations and cataclysmic events that take place to herald him in. And World War III is that final moment, okay, before Yahweh Shai enters into this atmosphere, man. And we're seeing the build up to it, man. Okay? We're seeing the build up to it. And Tawadi Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for allowing us to have the vision to see. And all we can do is warn you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. All we can do is warn you. Okay? Whether they hear or forbear.
And we're starting off this edition with some breaking news coming in right this minute. The Russian President Vladimir Putin saying the country's naval strategic nuclear forces are now fully equipped with modern weapons and systems. In fact, the announcement comes during a high-level meeting with military and government officials in St. Petersburg, where Putin stressed that strengthening these nuclear-armed atomic-powered submarines remains Russia's top military priority. Listen in.
Undoubtedly, one of the top priorities is strengthening the key segment of our domestic fleet, which is its strategic nuclear forces, which serve as a crucial guarantee of Russia's security and the preservation of global balance. In this regard, I would like to note that the part of modern weapons and equipment in Russia's naval strategic nuclear forces has already reached 100%, and I want to emphasize that this level must be maintained going forward.
And the reason why they've reached 100% efficiency is because it's of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You see, it's of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is strengthening these nations, man, to be able to bring forth this end time prophecy, man, known as the Day of Doom. Okay, we gotta remember these weapons, these ICBM missiles belong to the Lord. They're coined as the weapons of his indignation, man. And he's putting on the spirit of these kings of the earth to beat their plowshares into spears, man. You see? And make weapons out of their pruning hooks. It's the Lord triggering them to do it and to focus on their nuclear weapons programs. Okay, because this end time prophecy will and must be executed. And there's no way around it. You see, Yahweh Shai is coming and the fire is going to already be quenched, man. It's going to already be on the scene. It's already going to be kindled. A fire is going to already be kindled upon the time the Lord comes through, man. And guess what? He's going to deliver his elect by the skin of their teeth out of that bang, man. When the missiles touch down. Pursuing the Revelations 11, man. You see, so it's of the Lord, man. The Lord's strengthening these nations. Let the weak say I'm strong. Joel, the 2nd chapter. We were just in there, man. It's the Lord gathering the nations, man, for the day of his indignation. Let's continue on. I'm not going to stop it again, Lord willing. Let's play.
Now, just for context here, Putin's announcement underscores Russia's focus on its atomic-powered submarines.
And this is fair use. Let me just state that. Salakia. All right, so these demons don't take me out with a copyright. Fair use. Fair use. All right. I am not receiving any type of monetary gain for this clip. It's only for educational purposes only. Okay, fair use, fair use.
Each armed with nuclear-tipped missiles capable of delivering devastating second strike capabilities. In fact, these submarines form a critical pillar of Russia's nuclear triad, alongside ground-based intercontinental ballistic missiles and long-range bombers. And the modernization effort is part of a decades-long campaign to replace Soviet-era systems with advanced weaponry, ensuring that Russia's nuclear deterrence remains robust. And interestingly, Putin's statement coming just a day after US President Donald Trump highlighted America's military dominance, boasting about weapons nobody has any idea about. These were the words that he used. Listening.
We're very powerful. This country is very powerful. It's far more powerful than people understand. We have weaponry that nobody has any idea what it is, and it is the most powerful weapons in the world that we have. More powerful than anybody, not even close.
See, and the thing with Babylon, they're very boastful, man. And that's the stance of these Westerners, man. They're under the impression that they can't be stopped. They're proud. Okay? And through his terribleness, he's become deceived. Okay? But contrary to popular belief, let me go get this quick precept. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 49. In verse 16, and it reads, thy terribleness has deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock. Now, let's not get it twisted. Russia, they're also Edomites, and they're also proud. Okay? But this is going to isolate specific groups of Edomites. Listen. That holdest the height of the hill. You see, and we know that's Babylon the Great. All right? The daughter of Babylon, man. America. They hold the height, okay, of the hill. They're the hammer of the earth. You see these Western Edomites. But look. Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord Yahweh, man. So it's the Lord that's going to bring this man down from his high pompous status. You see? Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, man. It's the Lord making this man small among the heathen, man. Not important. Not significant. You see? So all this talk that was all cap. You know? Because at the end of the day, prophecy says otherwise, and we can see it. You can see the diminishing of this place, man. Okay, and again, this place can't take on the world, man. They can't take on the world. Okay, this is just one superpower. We got a bird's eye view, okay, of various superpowers gathering together to come against the West, man. Okay, from Russia, China, to North Korea, man. Yeah, North Korea. All right, North Korea is on the scene. Why? Because they have access to ICBM missiles, man. That's why. They have access to ICBMs, which is the game changer, man. Hey, let the weak say I'm strong, as we quoted earlier. Let's play.
And the US, in fact, has fast-tracked the production of its new nuclear bomb 7 months ahead of schedule, with a maximum yield of 360 kilotons. That's 24 times more powerful than the Hiroshima bomb. This gravity bomb lacks a guidance system but offers adjustable explosive power from 10 to 360 kilotons. The Pentagon has justified this move as part of efforts to bolster America's nuclear deterrence amid the rising global instability. Nuclear arsenal currently includes over 3,700 active warheads. It's a mix of intercontinental ballistic missiles, submarine-launched missiles, and strategic bombers. This arsenal is part of the broader nuclear landscape dominated by major world powers. The US, Russia, China, France, the UK, India, Pakistan are among the countries with operational nuclear capabilities. And earlier this week, Moscow expressed pessimism about striking a new arms reduction treaty with Washington, citing a lack of trust and warning that other countries are rapidly expanding their nuclear arsenal. In fact, Moscow's bleak assessment highlights the disintegration of arms control agreements that once sought to curb the arms race and reduce the risk of nuclear war. And as China accelerates its own nuclear buildup, and the NATO strengthens its presence in Eastern Europe, the world is facing an extremely concerning situation. An unchecked arms race, after all, with no clear path to de-escalation is a major concern. To stay up to speed with the latest news.
You see, and there we go. There we have it. Okay? And this is a reality of the end, man. Okay, this is a reality of the end. And no one and nothing can stop it because it's of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, this is how Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America, is going to be leveled, man. It's going to be through war. Okay, via Russia and his allies in the form of those, in the form of that great company coming up against the daughter of Babylon, man. Let's go ahead. This is prophecy. the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, and verse 14, and it reads, put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. Who? All ye that bend the bow, man. It's talking to what? These missiles. All ye that bend the bow. Okay? Let me go here. All ye, let me go, let me see it right here. Here we go. All ye that bend the bow. Okay? Shoot at her. Who? Babylon, man. Which we know the daughter of Babylon is America, man. Prophetically. Let's read this from the top. Jeremiah 50 and 14, and it reads, put yourselves in array against Babylon. And to put yourself in array, that's a battle formation. You see? And they're round about. This place is surrounded, man. No longer does the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean protect this place, man. Why? ICBMs. See, the Lord changed the he changed the variables of war tactic. Okay, you don't need to send foot soldiers in no more. No. The Lord, yeah, it's just a push of a button. Can take somebody off the map. Look, put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow. Okay, shoot at her. Spare no arrows, man. And we know these arrows are talking to what? These missiles, even to this very moment. Okay, as I make this lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the military still coins a lost missile, or a missile that detonated, accidentally or whatnot. They call it a broken arrow. Okay? Look it up. Look. For she hath sinned against the Lord Yahweh, man. Okay, she has sinned against the Lord Yahweh. All right, and this is how Babylon's going to fall. Her sins have reached up unto heaven, as it tells us in Revelations 18. This is how Babylon's going to fall, man. Look, the book of Revelation, chapter 18, in verse 1, and it reads, and after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. This is going to be a burnt mountain, as it tells us in Jeremiah, a desert land, desecrated, deserted, uninhabitable, man. Left as a memorial for what you do when you strive against the Lord, man. And the beautiful thing about it, all right, is going to be his own brother Esau to take him out. Okay, that's what Psalms 37 is talking to when it tells us that the wicked are their own sword shall pierce their heart, man. Okay, because it's going to be Esau on Esau, Edom on Edom, Idumean on Idumean. Look, let's close out with this. The book of Revelation, chapter 20, to prove it. Let's go straight to the point. I'm going to start at verse 7. Verse 8 is the point. And when 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. Right, and this is talking to that 1,000 years of Esau when he was in captivity. All right, during the time of the Byzantine Empire. They also call it the Dark Ages. They call it the medieval times as well. All right, it's when Jake was ruling over there in Europe, man. Okay, in the form of the Byzantine Empire. Esau was through. Esau was hiding out in caves. He was wearing clothes until they disintegrated off his body. Okay, he had no morals. He was the raccoon of the neighborhood, man. Okay, this is his story. The true caveman, Esau. What he doesn't teach you in his school system. Okay, But there was going to come a time where that 1,000 years was expired, and that was during the time of, the late 1300s, man. All right, during the time of antiquity. That's when the Renaissance period came forth. It started in over there in Italy, man. Okay, this is when Esau was able to come up out the caves. He was able to come up out of that pit, that lower state, all right, and start to deceive the nations again, man, and pursue his path of wickedness, his reign of terror. You see? And Satan being what? An adversary. He's an adversary to the Lord Esau. Esau, they come in the workings of the spiritual demon Satan. It tells us that in 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. They are the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan, man. They're doing the biddings of Satan. Okay, but look, let's continue, right? And this is the point. And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, man. Okay, showing you that Esau is in his blessing, pursuant to Genesis 27. And he's living by that sword and that deception that he was blessed with. Okay? Esau has control over the four corners of the earth. This is why he has garrisons everywhere. This is why he has control of the airspace. All right, this is why he's the one leading the charge when it comes to these maritime laws, the traveling of these oceans, man. Here it is. He'll call you a pirate, man. He'll call you a pirate because you're trying to stop him from coming into your territory, man. Your area, man, in the oceans and the waters, man. He'll call you a pirate. This man's crazy, man. But this is because he's in his blessing. Okay, let's continue on. Look at this. This is the point. Look at Gog and Magog to gather them together in battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea, man. Okay, so Gog and Magog is who? Russia. Okay, this is the bear, Gog, Magog, man. The prince of Meshach and Tubal, this is him. And why are they being mentioned? Because ultimately, this is going to be the clash of the titans. This is going to be the war to end all wars, man. The third woe. This is why in this clip, in this video, Russia and America, okay, are the two key players being talked about. All right, and all these other nations are also being highlighted that also bend the bow. Okay? But notice how Russia and the U.S., these are the two titans that are being brought forth, okay, to stand toe to toe. Because this is what's coming. The third woe, man. The third woe. And if you're not in good terms with your power, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, be prepared to fall victim to the weapons of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai's indignation, man, which are the missiles. If you're lucky to even survive that far into prophecy, if you even survive that long, all right, you're going to be a special demon, man, to be able to get hit upside the head with a missile. You see? For you to get hit upside the head with a warhead, you a lucky demon, man. But a lot of you are going to be preserved for that. You see? A lot of you are going to be preserved for that, man. So this is why we say, week in and week out, all right, throughout the course of these lessons, repent, Jake. Turn back to your power, meekfully and remorsefully. And Lord willing, if he allows, you will be able to escape the rage of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, man. Repent, Jake. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Quadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Lord willing, you Akiyam and Akwaf were edified. Shalom.